Hello, and thank you for joining me today while we do the predictions for 2024, aka Dragon Year. Yes, it's come around again. Seems like only yesterday it was 2012 where we had the Olympics here in the UK. Well, I'm not actually in the UK, I'm in Tunisia, but I'm usually in the UK. So I'm really looking forward to this Dragon Year because I need some changes. I need some positive changes. And the Dragon Year is not going to disappoint. It's full of those positive changes. It's also known for its really, really hot weather. After the rabbit year that had lots of chaotic weather, storms and that, Dragon Year is known for hot weather. So if you look at 1976, it was the hottest year on record, which was Dragon Year. It was a fire Dragon Year. So that makes sense, right? Dragon's already a fire sign in the way that I do it in my system. And then the Chinese had attributed the fire element to that Dragon Year as well, 1976. That went down as the hottest year on record. So what can we expect in this Dragon Year? Well, it's going to be different depending on which sign you are. And I'm going to do some tarot readings for each of the 12 Chinese signs. So you can have a look at what your predictions will be for the 2024 Dragon Year. And generally though, it's another really busy year. I'm sorry, ain't slowing down. Dragon Years are known for people are able to achieve many things at the same time, simultaneously. They often work like 3 jobs. It's not uncommon for people to work 3 jobs, and it's almost like work at those jobs, so they're almost 3 full-time jobs. It is crazy the amount of work that gets done in Dragon Years. So which signs are going to have the best year? Well, Dragon's going to have an interesting year because they're going to it's their own year, right? The opposite sign of the dragon, the dog, is going to have an interesting year. The soulmate sign of the rooster is going to have an interesting year. In addition to that, the other sign that has a fantastic year this year are the monkeys. This is probably the best year of all 12 for the monkey sign. The dragons and the dogs are going to be challenged somewhat. It's going to be a time where they get hit on the butt to get them on the right track if they're not already on track. If they're kind of avoiding doing the important things that need to be done, they're going to get put on the right track, and that can sometimes be uncomfortable. But it's not bad, right? It's uncomfortable, but you're heading towards your mission. You're heading towards being in alignment with your higher purpose. So that's no bad thing. For roosters, it's a good time to meet someone. It's a romantic year. So, yeah. All right, let's just get started. We're going to start with the rat sign. And what I'm going to do, last year I did quite a long session. This time around, I'm just going to keep it relatively short. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a general reading for the dragon for this year, and then I'm going to do a 12-month spread. Okay. So in the recent past, the rat signs have been engaging in some law of attraction work. They've been setting forth their manifestations, their affirmations. They've been doing gratitudes work. They've been doing like affirmation logs and that sort of stuff, all the law of attraction work. And you can see that's been happening because they've got the star here in the recent past. Where we are now is they're merging that spiritual side with the more rational side, right? With the King of Swords energy, the military king. So he's a strategist. He's like, how am I going to get from A to Z? So having done the law of attraction work, which is making synchronicities happen and everything line up, now you've ready to take the practical action now, right? What's working against you, there's other things you also need to do. You've got to keep one foot in reality as well. So that slows you down a little bit, but not that much. Okay, short-term future, we've got you. So this is the next 3 months, roughly. We've got you leaving a situation because it became untenable for you to stay. So you had to transition from one state of balance to a new state of balance, which is no bad thing. It's a very positive thing. 3 to 6 months, roughly, we've got you rebuilding. This is the card of mastery and the master craftsman, and also rebuilding your life. The aspects of your life that are broken, you're rebuilding. And you're also working towards something in a powerful way, in a really perfectionistic way, but not perfectionism in a derogatory way. So the first sort of 6 months are going to be creative, and you're going to enjoy your time using your unique skills that you have, right? You might not find that the results are forthcoming within the first 6 months, because I think they may come afterwards, possibly towards the end of the year, Dragon Year. But don't worry, they are on the way. So the first part of the second half, the second half of the year, we've got the 8 of Swords. This is the card of restriction. But the thing about this card is the restriction is actually an illusion. Because if you look at the card, you'll see that although this person is blindfolded and arms are tied, the legs are free. So there is more movement than this person realizes. And then when you do realize that you have more leeway, that it's not just a case of like looking inside the box, you can actually step outside of the box. Then what you can do is take charge and you use your initiative and you find a way to control the beast, take charge of the beast. You'll be doing that, but in a somewhat removed way, because you're going to be the second half. You're going to be removed from social environments, so you're going to be a bit more isolated and solitary, which is again is no bad thing. It is what it is. If you need to get things done and get things sorted, and you need to be removed and find the guidance from inside of you, that's a good thing. So overall, this is the year of entrepreneurship for you. Now, being a fire sign yourself, rat signs. Dragon's also a fire sign, so it makes sense that this is the suit of fire. The Ace of Wands is the card that symbolizes the entire year for you. So it's an entrepreneurial year. You're going to get a lot of things done. So yeah, it's really positive. Good luck. Okay, so February, which is where we are now, we've got you working on things. We've got you, this is the apprentice. So this person is working on developing their craft and their skills and their abilities. So this could be somebody studying, could be somebody learning something new that is necessary for them to know so that they can proceed with power. March is going to be a time of fertile abundance, a powerful time for those people for those rat signs who are looking to develop a family. This could be an important time. It's also a time of creativity, because she's also the patron of creativity, and she is the abundant empress. So life just works. If you're starting a project at this time, it could mean the project might take 9 months before it reaches its completion. But it's a really, really positive, powerfully positive card. So this is in March. April, we've got another major arcana card. We've got the Fool card. So this is also really powerful. A new adventure begins. So you take a risk, the risk pays off. You're ready for something new, and new doors open to you, and you're prepared to take them. May, we've got the Nine of Wands, which is a card of standing up for your rights, standing up for yourself, standing up for what you believe. There's also an aspect of this card that is a little bit paranoid. So you're always on the offensive. You're not always, but you can sometimes be on the offensive, which might not be helpful. So you might need to regulate your own behavior and your own patterns to see whether they are appropriate or inappropriate at any given moment. June, we have the Devil card. This is about passion. This is about desire. This is about sex. It's about giving yourself what it is that you want, allowing yourself to have what it is that you want, whether it's perceived as right or wrong. Now, how this impacts you in an ongoing way, only you will know. But this is how you're feeling right now. It's like a child that wants that lollipop and doesn't care what mummy says, what daddy says, doesn't care about its teeth and wants a lollipop, wants it now. So the lollipop ain't good for the child, but the child just wants what it wants. You've got to think about the repercussions and see whether it's worth doing. Down to you. Right. So April, May, June, July, we got this card again. You had this just before. The Three of Pentacles, which is the master craftsman, rebuilding. There's this church that's broken that needs to be put back together again. And you're doing the best job you can, but at the end of the day, when something breaks, it's never perfectly put back together, no matter how good you are. There's always a sense that something is not the same. And you just have to accept that and then look at your options and see what you can live with and what you can't live with, and make decisions based upon that. August, there's some sort of ending that happens. This is not a comfortable card. This is something that you may have wanted a different outcome for, unfortunately doesn't pan out, and this just says we've come to the end of the road here. Right, so that's August. September, the Queen of Swords is one of those archetypes who relegates emotion and prioritizes facts. And what's the most important thing to know here? She basically says, let's be sensible now. Let's take a practical approach. Let's do what's necessary. Let's be sensible. And I think that's what you'll have in September. October. So just to have a look at that time, August into September, it's an uncomfortable time, because it's possible that you have to face some truths at that time, and it's not easy, but it's necessary. Taking us to October now, and things will begin to improve. Here we go with the Three of Wands. So this is a period of waiting whilst the things that you set in motion come to fruition. So you have to just wait at this stage because you've done the work and have positive expectation for what's to return. November, we've got the Four of Pentacles. So this card has two primary interpretations. One is you save your money. You don't want to spend your money at this time. You hoard it. You hold on to it. In the same way that you hold your money tightly, you're holding on to your resources, you also do the same with your energy. You pull your energy back from other people. You're like, no, this is my energy is mine to give. If I choose to give it, I'll choose to give it to people who I want to give it to. But you can't force me to give you something that I don't want to give. All right? So then, wait, have I done my dates right? Yeah, so that was November. Then December, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So as we head towards the snake year, the Wheel of Fortune turns in your favor. So this says in 10 to 12 months, something quite powerful, some sort of windfall possibly, or something big could happen for you in a 10 to 12 month time period, which starts here in December. So that takes us to October to December 2025. So it may be a time to consider a project at this time which could reap your results towards the end of next year. And January 2025 is a really positive card. We've got the card of contentment, the Nine of Cups. So this is abundance, joy, happiness, fun, good things. A sense that something could have been a little bit better, because it's not perfect with this card, but it's pretty close. So because it's pretty close, you're quite happy, you know? So that's your 12-month spread for the rat sign for 2024. This is the prediction for the ox sign in 2024, which is the dragon year. Okay, let's get to it. So in the recent past, it's been a case of things have been working out okay. There's a sense that what you really want isn't there, but everything else is there. You've done so well. Work is going well. The spiritual side of things are going well. A lot of things are working for you. But it's like that core thing, that one thing, that elusive thing that you've been chasing, trying to grab, it's just out of reach. Okay? I feel like that's about to change. What we've got is, we've got you facing facts and deciding, look, the way I've been doing it hasn't been working for me. So I need to change my approach. So there are some ways of being that you've held so dear come to a close this year. Come to a death. Look at this card. It's not a comfortable card, but it does mean that it's time to let things go and try new ways of handling things. Okay. So the thing that you struggle with the most is letting go of control and letting the universe take the lead. And that's what you're going to learn in the dragon year, because the dragon year is probably the most karmic year of all 12. And that's with these two cards. If it was working in your favor, is that you're letting it go. If it was working against you, you struggle to have faith that positive things are on the way, that synchronicity, that the universe will take the lead and bring these things to you. Because you want to control, you want to get in there and use your powers and your will and your persuasiveness to make things happen. But you have to just relent, and let's see what happens. Short-term future. Now, this is a very, very good card for what I've just said, because this is one of the cards of alchemy. You've got one foot in the spiritual waters and one foot in the real world, and you're able to straddle those two planes and create magic. Look at the way that the water is being created up here. This is otherworldly information and knowledge and intuitions and dreams and that. And that comes from balancing the spiritual with the real. So that's really positive. That's the first sort of three months of this year. The second batch of 3 months, we've got you resting, deciding to withdraw from social environments and look after yourself. So that's going to be important for you in about from sort of from May onwards, May, June, July time, as we head into the middle of the summer. But that first 6 month period is going to be quite lucrative for you. We've got the King of Pentacles. Excuse me. So the second half of the Dragon year starts with a bang, because we've got the Sun card. The Sun card is one of the best cards in the pack. This means joy, fun, freedom, play, letting your inner child have what it wants, and the universe understanding what you're about. That followed up with the Page of Wands, he's one of the most creative pages, and he has so many positive ideas and new ways of doing things, and oftentimes what he does is he packages information for other people to understand. So when I was younger, he used to come up for me when I was doing a writing project. He would say, well, it's time to start a new writing project, or the writing project that I have started is going to go really, really well. Okay, so just don't worry about things, and don't take things too personally, and don't expect results too soon. We've got the card of the Nine of Swords, just worrying about the pace of things. Things will work out. You just have to let it be. So the overall outcome card for the year is the Seven of Pentacles, which to me suggests that you are sowing the seeds for your financial success that is yet to come. Emotionally, we've got this card of the Four of Cups. So you might not be happy with everything that you're given, but it's a blessing in disguise. And once the snake year comes in, then you'll be able to have more direct control. But whilst you're in Dragon year, you have to relent a little bit and not be so in need to take the reins like they would with the Chariot. You have to let it be a little bit. You have to be softer and gentler with the Dragon year. Okay, let's have a look at your 12-month spread, month to month. Okay, so February, we have a celebration, some sort of success. Oftentimes this card comes up when there's some sort of success in the arts, but something is being celebrated at this time in February. So it'll be a period of time where you're having a lot of fun with people you like, people who understand you, and people who want to celebrate your work and everything that you've achieved at this time. March, there's a period of restriction or perceived restriction. You know, when this card comes, there's more freedom than you realize, because actually the feet are free. Arms are tied, eyes are blinded, but feet are free. So you have more freedom than you realize. It's just a question of perception, really. So that's March. April, we've got the Lover's card. This has two interpretations: romantic love and also healing. Healing is required to bring your vibration back up again, because something may have knocked you off previously. So healing and romantic love in April. May, we've got this card of the Six of Pentacles, which is charity, contribution, giving back. Sometimes you have to see whether it's sometimes you have to see whether you're being given to, you're the one being given to, or the one that's doing the giving. But either way, if you're doing the giving, you're contributing, you're tithing, and that brings whatever you give back to you tenfold. But afterwards, if you need help and you ask for that help and it's given to you, now's a good time to do that, because there are people out there who are willing to help and support you, right? June, we've got the Hierophant card. So this is about initiation, access to secret knowledge, teachers, leaders, institutions, like universities, churches, traditional institutions. So my eyes are drawn here to the keys, to the two keys at the bottom there, which says to me that in collaboration with another agency or person, working together, you could uncover something that may be very useful to you at some point this year. Okay? Sounds a bit cryptic. It just, as the words came, I was saying them, but I wanted to say them right. June. July, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So she's looking after herself first and everybody else afterwards. This is the Earth Mother. She's very powerful. And the Ox sign, especially if you're Ox Capricorn, Ox Taurus and Ox Capricorn. I'm sorry, Ox Taurus and Ox Virgo also. Yeah, but especially if you're Ox Capricorn, this is a very, very powerful card for you. It says that now's the time to look after yourself, look after other people as well, but they're secondary. You need to look after yourself, your assets, your property, your money, anything that you have that you hold dear. You need to make good decisions for. She also says that if there's a contract, make sure you look at it properly. It's probably going to be a good contract, but you can't take the easy way out and not read it. You have to look at the contract. Right. So June, July, August, we've got this Four of Wands card, which is the home card, setting up your space so that it's suitable for you, setting up your home, maybe repainting it, maybe buying a new home. It's an important time to spend some of your energy on your environment, because your environment will have a impact on how you act and the way that you proceed from here. So September is a peak point for you this year. We've got the World card. So this is the card of the divine. So God is looking out for you in September in 2024. No matter if you're going through something difficult, God will be there. And this card often comes up when something complicated is happening. And you're like, I don't understand. I didn't see this coming. This card comes to say, don't worry. There's a bigger purpose behind this, and you're just not meant to see it yet. You will see it later. So usually this card comes up with something positive, something amazing is going to happen. But if you find that in September that something a bit crazy is happening, don't worry about it. Just keep carrying on, and just know that there's a higher purpose. And later on, you'll be looking back in hindsight, being like, oh, okay, now I understand why that happened. Right? So, but September, whether it feels like it or not, is actually a really powerfully positive month for you. October, we've got the King of Wands. So he's the arts funder, he's the business advisor, he's somebody that gives good advice, he's somebody you can go to. It might not necessarily be a person, it could be like going on the internet and getting some piece of information that's going to really help you. But October is a good time to move forward with your business aspirations. Followed by that king, we've got the King of Cups, who is another advisor as such, things such as creative matters. He's a publisher. He is emotionally mature. He is the most emotionally mature king of all. So followed by the best business savvy, we've got the emotionally mature king. So you've got a period of time where you're being advised, or you're in that mode of the highest evolution you could have in terms of business and then emotions. So if you're doing something that is, let's say your work stuff is, you're in the creative arts. So the merger of those two will be like really powerful. It could mean like a book deal at this stage. It could mean some sort of new project which puts you specifically on the map, really positive. Those two cards coupled by the Sun card in December would suggest to me something really powerful. So the end of this year, as we get to the end of this year, it's just going to be amazing. The Sun card is one of the best cards in the pack. Who you are, your authentic you shines bright, and everybody understands what you're about and recognizes who you are and what you bring to the table. This line so far, so this King of Wands, King of Cups, the Sun card, and then we finish with the King of Pentacles. That's a whole lot of kings. This suggests that you could really have something amazing achieved by the end of this year, by the end of the Dragon year. I mean, Oxes have very, very good work ethic, and Dragon rewards those people with good work ethics. So if you work hard this year, King of Money could be the outcome by January 2025. So I guess something happens. Really, it starts with the Queen of Pentacles. At that stage, when you start looking after yourself and your own needs first, prioritizing them, then we move from here to the World card, to all of these kings and the Sun. It just means that something really, really powerful could be achieved by the end of the year if you put your mind to it. And like I said in the first reading section that I did, the way that you have been conducting your life is going to come to an end. You need to relax more, allow more, and have more faith that God or the divine, however you want to perceive it, is there for you. And you don't have to push so hard or force things. You can allow things instead. Tiger for 2024 Dragon year. Right, let's have a look. Okay, so Being one of those signs that has a secret perfectionist side and a really, really good work ethic, you may find that this year is going to go by like that. Like rabbit year was fast, but dragon year is going to be super fast, especially for you. So the overall outcome for this rough look at the 12 months is the Knight of Swords, which is one of those cards that is one of the cards of speed. There's two cards of speed. This one and the Eight of Wands. This card says that there is much to be achieved, and you might not be as perfectionist this year because there's going to be so much to do. You just don't have the time. So you're just going to have to get on with it, do the best that you can. And if there are any issues, any repercussions, you have to deal with them afterwards, because you can't stop to be perfectionistic this year. It's just not possible. You'll do it as much as you can, of course, it's your habit, but there's you just have to get on with it. So in the recent past, what you've been doing is you've been something that you've been developing your skills with is this is a card of alchemy, right? There's two cards of alchemy, but this is one of them. The Temperance card. So look at the 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the ground. So this is having a realistic perspective and also a spiritual perspective, and that's what you've been working on in the recent past, like in the recent few years, and you've actually come quite far from where you were to where you are now. Influence is working in your favor. Is you're moving from one state of balance to a new state of balance. So the way that your life used to be is coming to a close, and you're moving to a more productive, more effective way of being now. Influence is working against you as you try and control too much. So just accept the circumstances and catch the universal flow. Just sort of stop trying to force things. Short-term future. Now, for the first 3 months of the dragon year, so February, March, April, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Now he is about looking after his health and well-being. He says that if I'm not functioning if I'm not physically healthy, I'm not mentally healthy. I'm not functioning at my optimum because of that. So I need to make sure that my body and my mind are working in unison together for the betterment of my own life and those that rely on me. So that's the first 3 months. As we get to, so that was February, March, April, May, June, July now. May, June, July, we've got standing on top of the hill with a higher perspective. So if somebody's vying for my position, I can fight them off because I know better, I know more, I see more, and I know that they're coming and I know how to handle them. So this is a really positive card as well. You know your power, you're standing in your power, and you know how to defend yourself if need be. So July, so that says July, August, September, October. We've got this card here of the world is my oyster. But you're in the beginning stages. Imagine you're going to go on a trip, you have to plan that trip first, right? So if you're planning a project, if you're thinking of doing a project, you've got to plan it first. So this is that stage, the planning stage, the early stage, looking at where it is you're going to go if you're going to travel, and making a itinerary for yourself. So in sort of the autumn, end of the summer, beginning of autumn, that's what you'll be doing. And the winter time, you're going to get some results that you've been waiting for. Right, so this is an outcome of a visualization. So where you've been doing the manifestational work here the previous years, by December, it's the last few months. So November, December, and January, you'll see that you've already got some of the results that you're hoping for. And at that point, if you want to take more control and push through your will, you can do that. But much of the habits that you have that haven't been working for you are going to come to an end. With the Death card, that also happens. But the overall thing is the year's going to go so quickly, and you're going to have achieved a lot by the end of it. Especially at least one or two powerful manifestations could happen for you towards the tail end of the year. All right, so that's really positive. Now let's have a look at your 12-month spread, month by month. So for February, we've got the Judgment card. So Judgment card is about rebirth. So the phoenix rises from the ashes and is reborn. So it allows you to start afresh, start anew, leave the ideas and notions that you had of who you were before, leave them behind, because you're going to be somebody different from now on. And part of it is in your own making. Partly you can choose who you want to be now, but also you've evolved to a certain point. It's like the universe is asking you to be this other person, and you just have to step into it, right? March will be a very powerful time because we've got Sun card, one of the best cards in the pack. So this is my inner child comes out to play. I have everything that I need. I am content with everything that I need. I'm content with everything that I have, and I am able to bring to me all the things that I want in a playful, joyful, fun way. When the Sun card comes, there's not much you want anyway because everything's there. It's that internal joy that you have, like a child has, just that play. That everything that you want stems from that. That's what you want. Buying things, getting things, that's all to create that feeling. But when you have that feeling already, you're already full. April is going to be an interesting time. Okay, so we've got the four of Wands, which is about home, your home space, and the card of synchronicity. So, let's say, for example, somebody that wants to buy a house. You may have been looking for ages, but all of a sudden, come April, that perfect house just reveals itself, and you're just able to buy it like really, really quickly and easily and effortlessly, where you may have had problems before. But it's because you were waiting for this house. That's just an example, but like another interpretation of these cards coming together for this period would be for April. Would be once you create the right environment for yourself, synchronicity is just going to happen. You know, like maybe you feng shui your home or feng shui your room, feng shui your space. And it doesn't have to be feng shui, there's other ways of doing it, but you just clear up, get rid of the clutter, and just create a space for yourself where your mind is happy, and synchronicities begin. All right? So that's April. May, we've got the King of Pentacles, the King of Money. His life is working on many different levels. He's financially happy, he's emotionally happy, he loves his work, he loves his family, he's able to contribute as well. This is a very, very positive card, and it's for you in May 2024. June, we have the Empress. So she is the Empress of Abundance. She is a fertile mother. You see there, she's pregnant. So if there are people who want to have children at this time, that will be a good omen. Also, she's the patron of creativity, so creative projects also start at this time. Oftentimes they take 9 months to gestate until they come to completion. This is also a fantastic card for abundance. July, we've got the Death card. So that which no longer serves your needs falls away, and you're able to accept new things in its place, allowing things that serve your needs to come whilst you close the door to the old life that you had previously. August, we've got the Justice card. So if there are any legal issues, they'll go in your favour. It also means, this is also the card of karma. What you put out there is what you get back, and you will be treated according to your deeds. September, we've got the Page of Swords. So this is a card of improving what you improving on your skills, getting better, learning how to wield your power. It also could be a sign that you might want to be careful of difficult people. This is September, so be conscious that you need to protect your energy, conserve your energy, and don't be overly giving to parasites. October, we've got the card of restriction. Although your arms are tied and you are blinded, your feet are still free. So it's an illusion of restriction, really. So with that illusion of restriction, you can still make movements and make moves and get things done, all right? Just think outside the box. That's what this card means. November, we've got the King of Wands. Very, very good business decisions. Wise friends who give you ideas and give you advice, you know, or maybe it means literally going to a business advisor or a legal advisor or somebody to get advice on your current matter. December, we've got the Page of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands is a very creative dude. If it's you in this mode, then it means that all the ideas are just flowing. It's time to capture them and consider which ones you want to take forwards from here. January 2025, then, we've got this card of having the higher perspective. It came before for you just now. Having the higher perspective allows you to see more than most other people. So when people are sort of giving their advice, take it with a pinch of salt and trust your own opinion more than anybody else. Okay? All right, that's the reading for the Tiger sign in 2024. Rabbit. Okay, so in the recent past, Rabbit has been thinking about how how do I want to live now? How do I want to be? How do I want to change my living circumstances so that they better suit me and what it is that I want to achieve from here on out? One of the things that has made you do is really question some of the friendships that you have, and you've decided that those people that make you drain your energy, you want to distance yourself from them, and you've begun to do that already. So that's why we have this card here of the Five of Swords, the I win, you lose, or win-lose situations. You're sick and tired of them and those types of people, so you're distancing yourself from those types of people. What's working against you is you didn't realize just how many of them there were in your life. So you might be feeling a bit isolated, thinking, gosh, if I stand my ground too much, if I do too many of my boundaries, if I have too many boundaries, I might lose everybody in my life. Well, it's a good thing to do, because when you do that, you really see who your true friends are. So you do that, and then you find that your way of life that you've had for quite a while begins to shift. It's not easy at the start, right? But it gets easier. As you speak your truth, you find that there's more tension with people, but maybe it's necessary. Maybe it's time for you to stop caring what people think and living your life for yourself. Hence why we've got the Fool card there, you see? Off an adventure. I'm a new reborn baby child, out to see the world and see what I'm going to bring into my life now that I'm living really for myself and living for joy. What are those things that bring me joy? I'm not going to live for approval anymore. What's the point of that? Anybody got time for that? Right. Second half of the year, we've got the King of Cups. You're making emotionally wise decisions. And then after that, we've got the Star card. So the Star card being, there's a quietness at the moment. Everything is quiet. You're in darkness and things are gestating, things are moving, things are happening, but you can't see them yet. You're changing, but you haven't shown that yet. In some ways you have already, because obviously you'll begin to shed people, but in the real you is emerging. Let's put it that way. There are two cards that are about make a wish, the wish will come true. This card, and they've come right next door to each other. So it's a powerful, towards the end of this year, will be a powerful time of manifestation for you, right? So really, there's sort of from November, December, January time, so November, December 2024 into January 2025 is a powerful time of manifestation for you, okay? And the overall outcome card for this year is the Sun card, one of the best cards in the pack. So this is so good. It really does mean that you're evolving into the version of you that you were meant to be from the start. And all of the afflictions fall away, leaving the beautiful you. Let's have a look at this this year, month by month. So February in 2024, for the Rabbit, we've got the Moon card. So it is the Moon that rules the Rabbit sign as well. So this is kind of your card. The Moon card says there's a journey needs to be taken, and there may be some obstacles in the way, and it's dark. So you just got to take the next step in faith, and the next step in faith, and eventually you'll get to your destination. But just take it bit by bit, piecemeal. Don't rush. Don't do too much. March, we got this card of restriction. There's a perceived restriction because it's not entirely real. If you have a look, the eyes are blindfolded, the arms are tied, but actually the feet are free. So it's perceived restriction. There is still movement available to you. So it's about looking outside the box and seeing what you have, what you can do, what your circle of control is, what your circle of influence is, and don't try to do anything outside of that. Don't try to control anything you can't control. So stop stressing out about it. Just do what you can. Then after March, we've got April, and that's the Nine of Wands. So this is a card of standing up for your rights. Getting a little paranoid sometimes about what's happening around you. Your wall goes up, and you're like, I don't know if I'm comfortable here anymore. I don't know if I trust these people. I don't know what's happening behind my back. So you begin to overthink things. Sometimes you're justified, sometimes you're not, but you are where you are. So if you just stay authentic to who you are and say what you think, let what happens happens. Let what happens happen. Right. May, we've got the Two of Swords. So you've come to a fork in the road. You must choose which direction to go. So you have two options available to you, this one or this one. Which one do you choose? You're in a bit of a dilemma because you don't know. So you're just going to have to let your intuition guide you. What else can you do? June, we have the King of Pentacles. This is a very good omen for money. It's a very good omen for general good living because his life works on many, many different levels. He's the high point. He's the highest evolution of the Pentacle suit, which means he understands how to make money. He understands when to move quickly, when to move slowly. My eyes were just drawn to the bull there, the Taurian bull, which says, I can run fast or I can take it slow. So that's why I mentioned the pace. And changing those paces can sometimes be necessary because you don't want to be inappropriate with your, how can I put it? Like, sometimes certain situations, certain circumstances require a certain pace or a certain way or a manner, behavior, personality. And it's not to say that you're being fake. All those traits are already in you. You just have to bring out the right ones at the right time. That's not a bad way of explaining it. July, we've got the Empress. So patron of creativity, the pregnant mother as well. She is just full of life, full of fun, full of abundance. Sometimes she comes up if somebody's looking to start a family or have another child, if they already have a family. And sometimes she comes up if a project is about to begin that could take about 9 months before you really get yourself moving. So either way, she's a positive omen for so many things. August, we've got the King of Wands. So the King of Wands makes positive business decisions, wise decisions, wise, I suppose, wise choices when it comes to all aspects of your life. This guy's lived a good long life, and he's been through lots of different things, and he's able to give you wise. He gives you answers in a way that he'll question you, and he'll get you to figure things out for yourself, almost like a counselor. But he's more like a business psychologist, a business counselor, rather than an emotional counselor. That would be the Queen of Cups. Right, then we move on to, where were we? July, August. So this is September. The Death card is September for you. So that means that which no longer serves you falls away, and you open up to the things that do serve you. Just in the same way that previously you were getting rid of parasites, you're just going to lean in towards the sun and stay away from the darkness. October could be more of a solitary time for you, where you go inwards to get your guidance. It could be a time where you're doing lots of manifestational work. You're doing the affirmations, visualizations, making lists of things that you want to achieve. It's a positive time. But you may find that you're not around too many people at this time either, because Hermit card. November, we have the Three of Pentacles, which is the card of mastery, but also the card of rebuilding. So if you feel like an aspect of your life is no longer working or broken or damaged, it's about picking up those pieces that you can and putting it back together, recognizing that it will never quite be the same, but it's not supposed to be. It wouldn't have broken for a reason. So it wouldn't have broken without reason. So therefore, you've got to understand that reason and how much you can piece back together, but also there's a wariness that wasn't there before. December, we've got the Sun card, one of the best cards in the pack, so this is really, really positive. For you, this card is, it seems like this card is relevant for the entire year for you. So it's just one of the best cards in the pack, you know, joy, fun, play, freedom. Your inner child has everything that it wants. But I think it's a case of you bringing it to yourself, because it's not coming from anybody else. It's because you've made the space for it. And January 2025, we've got the Four of Wands, which is the home card. I've made my space for myself. I've made my home. I've made my environment perfect so it suits me, and it moves me forwards, upwards and onwards. So it looks like it's going to be a really, really good year for you. 2024, Year of the Dragon. This is for the rabbit. Dragon predictions for 2024 in the Dragon year. Right. So for the Dragon, the most important card I've got is the card of Justice. So the card of Karma. That which you put out there will return to you. So what you put out is what you'll get back in return in this energetic sense. And it being your year, that makes a lot of sense, right? In the recent past, you've been coming up with new ideas. We've got the Page of Wands is the young, creative ingenue. So he has a lot of ideas and wants to put them into action, but doesn't entirely know how. It's like the stage where it's just the blueprint phase. right? So that's the recent past. So we're moving beyond that now. Where you are now, it's a military king phase. So it's about putting strategy in place. And this is influences working in your favor. So this is really positive. Influences working against you. You feel like you're already so busy with other stuff, you don't have the time to start something new, but you have the desire to start something new. So it's that thing that's working against you at the moment. But worry not, things are about to shift and you are about to get the wherewithal, the energy and the space to make these things happen. Short-term future, we've got you saving your money. So it's short-term future meaning the next sort of 3 months, first 3 months of the dragon year. Saving your money, pulling back your energy from people who drain it a little bit. 3 to 6 months after that, we've got you carrying more than you can handle by yourself, not asking for help when you need it. The Ten of Wands card. So you can ask people for help. There are people out there who are prepared and want to help you. It's just your busyness, your crazy busyness. You know, dragon years are one of the busiest years of all, and you being a dragon sign, you know, you're going to just involve yourself with all of this stuff and maybe not handle certain issues that need to be handled, relegating them, pushing them to the background so you can just get on with what's in front of you, which is sometimes can be a good tactic, but sometimes not. I feel like the second half of the dragon year, you are going to have to look at these things. You're going to have to find an inner teacher, inner guide, inner guru, and you're going to find a way to get in touch with that spiritual side of yourself, the true spiritual side of yourself. But sometimes you've got to go through some odd ways to find that. You know, maybe you go through a fake guru, but the fake guru points you in the right direction, and then you find a route that makes sense for you. Because ultimately we're leading towards this, the high priestess, the getting psychic information from yourself, from your own dreams, from your own intuitions. And also, look, working towards, not a fortune as such, but just, you know, your own estate, working towards developing a legacy for yourself and for your loved ones, right? And that's might actually begin in the last 3 months of the dragon year. So that's really, really positive. What you put out there is what you get back. Now let's look at the 12-month spread for the dragon sign. So we'll go month by month. Okay, so starting with February, we've got the King of Cups. So this would mean that you're making wise decisions, looking at the emotional health of everybody around you, considering other people's needs as well as your own. This continues into March because we've got the Eight of Cups again. You know, somebody who's emotionally intelligent, who's making decisions for themselves. My cup runneth over with positive emotion, so I'm happy. Those around me can then be happy. Because if I'm happy, I'm prepared to give of myself and give of my energy and of my resources to those around me. April, we've got the Page of Swords. Now, this card can mean, as a variety of meanings, as they all do, but what this card can mean is I'm only now learning my power. This kid has the sword in his hand, but doesn't know how to use it properly, doesn't know how to wield it properly, so he's learning that. So he's learning their power. And also, it's also a warning against people who are a bit harsh-tongued, people who are a bit difficult to deal with. So if in April you find that you're around people who are a bit difficult, distance yourself from them, or grey rock them. Don't use your overly heightened emotional sense or emotional wisdom, emotional intelligence to support this person too much, because they can end up draining you and not changing either. So invest your emotional energy wisely. Let's put it that way. May, we've got the Knight of Wands, which is a time to take action. Whatever it is that you've been delaying on, you've been procrastinating, in May, get on with it. Just get it started. And once you do, you develop momentum. June, we've got the Four of Wands card, which is about creating a space, an environment for yourself so that you can function in an optimal way. So do what you need to. Paint the walls, buy new furniture. If you need to get rid of your furniture, declutter, whatever it is that makes your spatial environment more conducive for you as a person. July, we've got the King of Pentacles. Now, this can mean receiving reward, receiving money, or it can be setting up your life so that happens. Next to the King of Pentacles, we've got the King of Wands. So, wise decision making. So here, setting up money, wise decision making when it comes to business things, going to somebody wise for advice, maybe. And then we've got the King of Swords after that. So the strategist is back. So it feels like the summertime, as we head into the autumn, it will be a period of time where you're laying your plans for the next phase of where you go from here. So June, July, August, September, October, we've got the Page of Cups, so a new emotional beginning. Oftentimes this card comes up when there's a birth of a new baby into the family, or somebody gets pregnant, or a new relationship starts. But this is that adolescent phase of excitement when something new is about to begin. November, we've got the card of apprenticeship. So training, learning on the job, learning from somebody who is more experienced than yourself, coming at it with a humble attitude and knowing that there's a lot more that you need to learn before you are able to give advice on something yourself. December, we've got the Hermit card. So we go inwards for our light, for our guidance. We head inwards to learn about certain subject matter or just about the situation we're in. There's no point in asking other people because they're as clueless as we are at the moment with the situation you find yourself in. So just go inwards, ask the questions, and then wait for the information to be forthcoming. It will be forthcoming. You just have to wait. Which leads us to the next card, which is the card of waiting, the Three of Wands. Usually this is more business oriented. So you set forth all of your business bits and pieces that you need to put into motion. It's all been put into motion, and then you have to wait before the returns come. All right. So this is January. So heralds a new beginning for you there as we head into the snake year, out of your dragon year into the snake year. All right. I hope that gave you some guidance, some information about what is to come in the dragon year, in your year, and I hope it makes you optimistic. This is pretty good. There's nothing here that's to worry about, really. Positive stuff. Okay, now we move on to the snake. Okay, so the primary thing for the snake to look out for this year is about their health. I think for quite a few signs actually that I know of, people are going to take care of their health this year. For me, I'm a sheep sign. I'm not a snake sign. But as a sheep sign, I know that a lot of sheep signs will start their exercise regime this year in dragon years. I mean, when I look back historically, I know that that's what I've done in dragon years. Dragon years come along and all of a sudden I'm like, right, I'm prioritizing my health. It seems like that's what snakes are going to do this year. All right? Your mind, body, and your spirit are what is your priority. They are anyway for a snake person. But you know what? This year is going to be a time where they're really going to focus on it. So in the recent past, there may have been some sort of argument or disagreement with somebody with the Tower card, whereby it's removed you from some of your loved ones or people that you thought were close to you, and there's now a bit of distance. You just have to pick yourself up and keep going. Influence is working in your favor. You won't have too much time to worry about it or moan about it or mope about it, I meant to say, because you're going to be so busy with things that all of that emotional stuff gets pushed to the background. But that there could be some sort of emotional dysfunction there that you do need to look at some point. And it just is not the right time now. Possibly at some point during this year, you will have to sort of investigate further. And I feel that's what's come up here. Influence is working in your favor. You're too busy to handle it right now. Influence is working against you. You do know that you have to at some point. Right, first 3 months of the dragon year, we've got you worrying and stressing out a little bit about what's happened. But it's okay. It's like a lot of it is illusion anyway. So I think what you'll do is you'll work through that and you'll figure out, look, this is where I stand. This is what my intention is. If other people have misconstrued that, that's their business, right? And then you'll come to a place of okayness with everything that's happened. Then your life begins afresh. So the Page of Cups is a good omen for a new beginning, a new emotional start. So you, if there are any self-defeating ways that are at play, they sort of begin to disappear because actually you begin to realize that you are a good person, you have a good heart, and you meant the best for everybody. And then you're able to just, also you speak to the right people. This could be a therapist, this could be a business advisor, somebody who you trust, whose opinion you value. You go to that person picks you up, shakes you up, and sends you back on a good track. So after that, we've got the King of Pentacles. So this is the King of Money. So as I've said previously, the King of Pentacles is the King of Money. His life works on many different levels. So when you get the King of Pentacles, it's a good omen that things are going to start improving financially, more than anything else financially. But he has a very happy and healthy life. Slightly. So this is a 6 to 9 months. 9 to 12 months, we've got this card of a blessing in disguise. Might not be what you wanted, but it's probably what you need. All right. And the second half of the year is going to be characterized by creative spark, by the creative spark. So many new ideas come to you, new creative ideas, things that you want to do. Creative projects can start at this time. And even if it might not be necessarily what you think you wanted, just go with it. See what happens. Because chances are it is what you want. You just don't know it yet. Right. Let's do a 12-month spread now for the snake, month by month. Okay, so February, we've got the Page of Wands, so it's a good time for new creative ideas, this card just came out just before. New creative ideas, new notions, new ways of doing things, allowing your creative ideas that you've had mulling inside to come out finally. Maybe you had sat on an idea for a long time, it's like, okay, now it's time has come. But in any case, in February is going to be a time where you're just really full of new ideas and new inclinations, and let them come to the front, to the fore. Right. March, we've got the Knight of Cups. So this is the romantic idealist. Could be that you meet somebody. Could be that your mind gets blown by a new notion, a new idea, a new way of doing things. This is when your hearts are flutter a little bit, when you meet that person and you're like, oh my God, I'm so shy. I'm just so excited, and I'm so red. I can't speak to this person because I'm so enamored with them. Could be that sort of feeling is important in March, but it might not necessarily be a person. It could be to do with a project, could be to do with something else. I get like that over pets sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, look at this dog, it's so cute, look at the nose. I said that because I saw the horse's nose, it reminded me of that. Right, April, we've got the Magician. So probably the most powerful manifestation card there is. There are other manifestational cards as well. The Star card, the Temperance card. But this is the pure Magician manifester, right? So do the law of attraction work and you will reap results. That's April. May, we've got the Sun card, one of the best cards in the pack. You play, you're joyful, you are utilizing the law of attraction, you are bringing to yourself all those things that you want, and you're living life with an attitude of joyfulness and play. June, we've got the Three of Pentacles, which is a card of rebuilding, and also mastery. So you work towards mastery whilst you rebuild this broken thing which you're trying to fix. You can fix it to a certain degree, but it never entirely gets fixed. So because once something is broken, you can only fix it so much. There's always that sense that something will remain a bit damaged. So, but along with that comes something else, an additional level of awareness. So you take that and you move forwards. July, we've got the Chariot card, which is another fantastic card. It can often mean a new job, a new direction. Sometimes it can mean a new car, moving home sometimes as well. But it's one of the three cards of victory. So when this card comes up, you know that you're going to be able to direct your will, have more direct input into where it is you want to go. Because you've got the reins for the Chariot. And yeah, so it's a card that says take charge a little bit. Excuse me. Queen of Cups has come for August, which is a really positive card. She's the therapist, the counsellor, the nurturer, one of the mother cards. So she's looking after you, or maybe it's you who's looking after others, nurturing others, guiding others. If not, if it's you that needs the guidance at that time, there is somebody there that can do that for you. And if there's nobody there, you can do it for yourself. You can guide yourself. Inner child work might be helpful at this time, August. September, we've got you in apprenticeship mode, learning, growing, developing, putting things into practice that you've learned, allowing somebody else outside to guide you and point you in the right direction. If you're worried that you might not be ready yet to go it alone, there are people there to help you and guide you. Interesting that came out straight after the Queen of Cups. So October, we've got the Tower card. So when the Tower card comes, it can herald a complicated time where maybe there's arguments, there's maybe fights, disagreements. But what happens is if the tower is symbolic of your belief system, it gets struck by lightning, burns down from the top down, and in the rubble something new must grow or must be built. Okay, so Whether the relationship with this person remains or not, you now need to build a new belief system and belief structure and live according to a new set of ideals. November, we've got the 7 of Wands. So this card is one of the cards to do with standing up for yourself and standing up for your beliefs and your rights. You're on the top of the hill and other people are vying for your position, and because you're in a more prominent position already, you are able to fight them off quite effortlessly. There's 6 people vying for your position and you're like, get out of here. So you have the advantage. That's the point. December, we've got the card of saving your money. Money may be coming in and it's a good opportunity for you to put it away. Ironic really, because it's Christmas month, but this is what it's saying. It's saying if you have a windfall or something like that, put it away for a rainy day. Pull back your energy from parasitical people and keep it for those that matter. January could be a good omen to meet somebody if you're unattached. The 2 of Cups is a friendship and romance card, meaning you understand this other person on a deeper level and you're committed to growing together and understanding the other person's needs as the other person understands yours, and you'll work together and grow together in a mutually beneficial way. All right, well, I hope you like that. I hope that gives you some optimism for the dragon year, for you, snake signs, and I'll see you next time. Horse. Predictions for the horse sign in 2024, which is the dragon year. Okay, well, this is quite an interesting card that's come up as the overall for the year, which is the 4 of Swords. So now, considering this is dragon year and it's one of the most sociable, one of the most busiest years, the horse is like, nah, I'm out of here. I'm going to go lock myself up in some place and just be away from all the social environments. Oh gosh, they're playing music in the background. I don't know if you can hear it, but I hope it's not too loud. I want to carry on anyway, but hopefully the music's not too distracting. Although it is Mariah. Right. Dragon year for horses is going to be characterized by respite, pulling away from social environments and being a bit more solitary, I suppose. I mean, horses are kind of solitary anyway, but more so this year, which is unusual in a dragon year. In the recent past, you've been taking care of your own needs. You've been trying your best to put yourself first. Yes, you have responsibilities. You have other people who rely on you, but you're like, if you're not healthy and you're not strong, then it's going to be hard for you to be there for other people as well. So you've been prioritizing yourself. So influence is working in your favor. Influence working in your favor is you're overthinking things. Maybe you're going through one of those phases where you're like, I just need to figure out where I am and where I'm going, because you just feel like you may have stalled a little bit. You're not as productive as you used to be. But maybe you don't need to be productive. Maybe it's time for you to rest, as the cards are saying. And so what you're doing is you're reassessing. You're reassessing your priorities and your needs. What is it you need right now? Influence working against you is always the way. We've got the card of synchronicity and speed. So at this time where you're thinking, I need to slow down a little bit, imagine all the opportunities are coming. You can do this, you can do this, you can do this. You're being offered all these things. And you're like, you know what? I just want to go and sit down somewhere and rest for a little bit. But you know what? You don't have to take them all. You can just take some opportunities and just try and rest. But it's down to you how you choose to handle this. The beginning part of this dragon year, I think what you're focused on is your environment. You want to make sure that you have a good place to settle, feel comfortable in. It's your sanctuary. It's your peace space. So I think you might spend a little bit of time of setting it up in a way that's perfect for you. Maybe you've got a space for you to do some writing from. Maybe a space for you to do your work from, your space where you can get yourself in the right mode and be productive. And then also, you really will need some relaxation space. And you don't necessarily want it to be the same space as where you work. You want to be able to just switch off and do stuff that's calming and soothing for you. So creating an environment that's suitable for you is the first thing you're going to prioritize in this dragon year. Excuse me. After that, you'll realize that the world is your oyster. And then you'll figure out, maybe I'll go traveling a little bit. Maybe I'll do this. But in a way that is still soothing for you and is not going to tax you too much. I think the last few years have been really difficult. not necessarily bad, but like difficult in the sense that you've done so much and you've moved so forwards in with your plans and with the things that you wanted to do, and now it's making you think, well, is it worth it? How happy am I really? Maybe I need to focus more on my joy and spending time with the people that mean something to you. So it's about reassessing that. Then the second half of the dragon year, you can afford to be a bit more active at this time, because we've got this. You might achieve a milestone actually in the second half. So we're talking about July time. You can achieve some sort of milestone. July, August, summertime. The Ten of Pentacles is a fantastic card for growth, ideals, achieving your ideal, property purchases as well. Then that followed up by the King of Wands. It's a really positive thing for business as well. So what it could mean is that you make some real strides in your business desires and your work desires, and also it might merge a little bit with your personal desires as well. I mean, it always does, really. You know, you earn the money so you can live a better life. And just this card, a blessing in disguise. So if things don't work out exactly as you would have wanted, don't worry about it. There's a bigger purpose for that. And you'll see in hindsight why that happened. And you may end up with something far better than you were expecting. All right. Overall outcome card, rest, respite, pulling back from social environments, and allowing yourself to rejuvenate to like 100%. All right. Let's look at the 12-month spread now. Okay, so the month by month for the horse sign. February, we've got the card of Temperance. So this is the card of alchemy, telling lead into gold, keeping 1 foot on the spiritual plane and 1 foot on the earth, the real world. And in doing so, you're able to transmute matter into special matter. I didn't explain that very well. But basically, if you have a look at the card, it's got 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on the earth, this hermaphrodite. And what it does is, in having access to both of those realms, he's able to create magic in between the two cups. You see the water that's coming up. That's bringing other form from the other worlds into this one. So manifestation, alchemy, causing the changes of one from one matter to another to a more valuable matter. So that's a really positive time for you in February. March, we have the Lover's card. This is 2 primary interpretations. One is healing and one is romantic love. So it's a positive time to meet somebody and also to raise your vibration. April, we've got this card of the 5 of Wands. There's a little bit of tension with the 5 of Wands. What happens is people aren't saying what they really feel. They're polite about it. They put a smile on their face. So you really need to spend a little bit more time to interpret what that person means. You don't go by face value at this time, all right? That's April. May, we've got this card again, the Nine of Swords, overthinking, worrying. But a lot of the things that you're worried about is actually just an illusion. And you don't have to go by it. It's something a lot of it's made up in your own mind by overthinking. One of my sisters is a horse sign, and she does overthink. She'll start things with what if so-and-so happens? What if this so-and-so happens? And it's really not helpful. So if you find yourself going to that place of overthinking and start questions with what if, just stop and relax and know that there's higher intelligence at work that's going to support you and support all of us to move forwards in our goals. All right, so that was May. June, we've got the High Priestess. So as you do sort of calm that down and you're able to get your intuitions working more powerfully, guidance comes through dreams, guidance comes through lots of different signs, lots of different ways. It depends on what you're open to. The more you're open to, the more ways that the higher conscious, well, what would you call it, the divine, will be able to communicate with you. That's June. July, we've got the Queen of Pentacles again. This is an important card for you guys this year. Looking after yourself, prioritizing your own needs, looking after your assets as well. If you have properties, let's say, you need to look after them, maybe do them up, fix some things up, keep the value of yourself and of your assets high. For August, we've got the King of Wands, the business advisor. Maybe you're thinking about starting something new. Maybe you need to go and get some advice from somebody who you trust, or maybe you even need to pay for the advice. But it's a time of making big decisions, but doing so wisely. September, we've got the Queen of Cups. So the nurturer, looking after your emotional needs, could be you looking after the needs of other people as well. But I feel like it could be you being looked after if you can open yourself to that. Horses don't like to be vulnerable. So if you can open yourself up and allow yourself to be looked after, that's also good. September time. October, we've got this card of the home again. The horses are kind of nomadic. They often travel quite a bit. So I'm wondering if whether you just need to be somewhere where you're comfortable for this month and just sort of chill and not travel at that time. So that might be good for you. October time, take a month out and just rest. Even if you don't travel that much, just put yourself in an environment where you're comfortable, because again, that's important for you this dragon year. October, November, we've got the Ten of Swords. Now, the Ten of Swords is a harsh, hard card, and it's complicated because this is when things have sort of, the crap has hit the fan, basically, and there's no going back. So it's time to accept the circumstances now. Sometimes when this card comes up, it heralds the dark night of the soul. And the first place the horses go is that, oh, I'm all alone. Nobody's going to be there for me. I've got to do this all by myself. There are people who are there for you, who can be there for you. You have to ask, but you have to ask the right people. Don't go to the wrong people, because they're just going to make your life more difficult. When you're going through this, go to those people that are going to hold you and are going to allow you to have emotional space. Even if you just need to talk things out and just say things that you might think are stupid or that you're going to get judged. Don't go to judgy people when you're in that mode. Go to people who are non-judgmental, who are open, who are going to hear you. And if you want advice, you can ask them for advice. If not, just ask them to hear you, you know. There are people, everybody has those people in their lives, whether they recognize it or not. But when you need help, ask. See, the fact that in December this card's come next, it's like the outcasts, not part of society. It would suggest that you probably haven't asked. But that you can. There is a community for you if you are open to it. You can access it. But I think there's a part of you that feels like it's not my community. I don't belong there. I don't want your charity. It's that sort of thought. December time as well, Christmas time of all times. And then we got the Solitary Queen in January. Just like, I'll do it my way. I've got myself back to some semblance of power and some semblance of strength. They're not going to break me this time. So, January, as we head into the snake year, let's have a look. Yeah, you will have rejuvenated yourself emotionally and got back to a level playing field. But the end of the year might herald some difficulties, but you're a tough cookie, but by January you're back on top of it again. All right, I hope that gives you some guidance as to how your year may pan out. Yeah. Also, feel free to send me messages at the bottom in the comments. I always like reading them. And don't worry too much about the end of the year. You're strong. You'll handle it. You've got more than enough strength and wisdom and resilience to handle anything that comes your way. Sheep. Okay, sheep in 2024, which is Dragon Year. So the most important card for you for this year is the Knight of Wands, and this is the card of taking action. It's action, 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 baby. It's a time for you to just get on with stuff. Those things you've delayed on, you've procrastinated, no more. It's time for you to just get on with it. Do the whip, get on with it. In the recent past, you've set forth the law of attraction stuff. You've done the gratitude stuff, the visualizations, the affirmations. All of that stuff has got you to now where they're all coming, they're all coalescing. And it's like a perfect symmetry in that when you finish with this one, the next one will come, the next one will come, the next one will come. But this is a year of building. For sheep signs, dragon years are always this way. They're always building blocks. And by the end of the year, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe how much I've achieved this year. And then the snake year also, takes you to the next level. This part of the cycle for you is probably the best part because you feel that you're most productive, you feel you're most attractive, and the results back that all up as well. So, it's time to get on with it. Influences working in your favor. Things may not have panned out as you wanted to. Like you may have had some plans that fell apart, but that's okay. Because now you pick yourself up and it's like you're actually on a better track. You just don't realize it. You don't realize it. Blessing in disguise. Okay, influence working in your favor. Blessing in disguise. So don't overthink things. Forgive, forget, move on. Maybe not forget. Forgive. Just move on. I'm not a big fan of forgetting. Not anymore. Influence working against you. You may feel like you. What's the word? That saying about the gift horse. You looked the gift horse in the mouth and just walked away from it. You may have declined something that you thought was good for you, or maybe you lost it, or maybe you just got left behind somehow, and you're like, oh damn, I regret that. I wish I hadn't done that. But that will go away as you proceed. You'll realize that actually there's many more better things for you that are on the way that you couldn't possibly have done had you stayed in that situation. All right. So short-term future. Now we've got the Hierophant. So traditional roots. Institutions, churches, governments, organizations, like schools, universities, traditional institutions, access to specialized knowledge or unique knowledge, sometimes esoteric knowledge, sometimes hidden secret knowledge. It's the Hierophant card, the card of the Illuminati, also card of the establishment. So it could mean that the first 3 months of this is a case of you're having to deal with those establishments. Let's have a little bit more guidance there. And as long as you can stay balanced, this is the Temperance card, stay moderate, don't be too aggressive, play the game, but also realize that you're playing the game for a higher reason, and don't forget what your purpose is. Then you'll come up trumps. You'll like smack it. So 3 to 6 months on. So we're talking May, June, July. We've got the Sun card, one of the best cards in the pack. So as spring leads us into the summer. One of the best cards of the pack. So your inner child comes out to play. You're joyful. You're playful. You're really enjoying your life, and things are just working. Synchronicities abound. So this is a really, really positive card. It means my inner child is joyful, is playing. I feel safe. I feel free. And then to back that up, we've got the Six of Cups, which is also to do with children and playfulness. So what it suggests is that you're living your life in a place that's fun and joyful for you, which hasn't been the case for a while. And so the dragon fire energy allows that to happen. 6 to 9 months, there is a sense that there's a period of restriction, but it's illusionary because the blindfold is there, the arms are tied, but the legs are free. So you have more freedom if you choose to see it. So what that often means is you've got to think outside the box. Don't look at what the solutions that you're being offered or that look obvious, because it might be, not good options. But if you think outside the box and see what other things you can do, that's the way to go. All right. And then after that, you just nurture yourself, look after yourself, and you mother yourself, and you make sure you get yourself to a place of self-love. If that means you need to battle difficult people and not listen to what they have to say and just prioritize your own opinion, then you do so. Overall, it's a fantastic year. It's a fantastic year of productive action and productivity. So those things that you've been wanting to do, that you've put on the back burner for ages, it's time to get them out, make a list, and work through them one by one. All right? So, and also have fun at the same time. It's not just about all work and no play. This is about work and play. And I don't even know if there's a balance. I think it's a case of just do whatever comes to you next, comes to you after that. Just keep moving. All right, let's move on to the month by month for you, sheep sign, in 2024. Okay. Doing the sheep one's always a little bit difficult for me because I'm a sheep sign myself. So it's just an added layer of I don't know, just a little bit more complicated. Okay, let's do this. So February, we've got this card of a Two of Swords. So it's a dilemma. It's a decision time. You've got two routes you can go now. Because of what's just happened, what's just transpired. It's an interesting time because I feel like something that you just did not expect has just happened. That's thrown you for a loop, but it's happening for good reason. You just need to remember that and then make a good decision now. Might be wise not to stay where you have been and take the road less traveled. I would say that might be a good thing to do. In March, if you're involved in some sort of legal matter, it will go in your favor. So this is really, really positive. Card of karma. What you put out is what you get back. So as long as you have acted with integrity, you will be found. You will be found as having been so. April, we got the card of the Hierophant again. Access to secret knowledge. Access to information not available to the masses, and you can choose to share it, or you can just choose to keep it to yourself, because sometimes the masses aren't ready to hear things. When I say masses, it could mean like your family or other significant people in your life. Do you want to have a struggle, or do you just want an easy life? Just keep it to yourself. Use it. Let people see that actually what you were saying was correct, and then maybe they'll listen to you in the future, or listen to you, or be more open to what you have to say. So yeah, that was April. May, we got a card of play again. Children, reconnecting with somebody that you haven't spoken to in a while. Possibly an ex-lover returns into your life. How do you handle that? Somebody you've known from your childhood. But it's a fun card. Visiting a place of nostalgia for you, somewhat. So moving on from there to June, we got the card of contribution and charity, giving back. If you're receiving money, there may be strings attached. If you're giving money, be conscious that you do it in good faith. But it's a good card. Either way, it's a good card. Giving or receiving. July, now we have the card of taking on more than you can handle. It could be that you not asking for help when you need it. It could be that you just can't say no to people. So saying no might be a learning lesson for you at this time, because you can only do so much. All right. So July, that's August now, with the World card, one of the best cards in the pack. This is the card of the Divine. When all seems lost, could be that the universe steps in to provide support and help and love, and reminds you that you're not alone. Good things going to happen in August. September, a new emotional beginning, a new start, excitement, emotional excitement. Could be a new relationship, could be a family, a new child in the family, but something that brings awe and wonder into your life. That's September. October, we've got the Lovers again. Could be romance. Romance is brewing. What did I say? October, right? Excuse me. Yeah, the Lovers card. Healing yourself, getting yourself to a high vibration, attracting romantic love into your life, attracting new friends into your life where there's a deep connection. It could be a previous life connection as well. Could be that this person has been with you previously, and you recognize them when they come, maybe not consciously, but energetically, there's this feeling of like, I know you already, I already know you. I'm sure you've had those feelings before, those experiences before. So November, we got the card of Knight of Swords. The pace of life speeds up even more. There's so much for you to do, so much that needs to be done, and it's only you that can do it. It can also be a warning that there's somebody with a hardness, with a toughness, and a tough exterior and a tough interior. Well, tough exterior, somebody who shows very little vulnerability, but it doesn't mean that they're not vulnerable. But they show an aggression on the outside, right? Which might be attractive. But if you're going to bring them into your life, it could be destructive, all right? That's November. December, you're relying on your intuition. You're going quiet. You're allowing your dreams, the signs, the universal signs to point you in the right direction. If you ask for guidance, it will come. January, you're a bit hurt. Your heart is hurt a little bit. I don't know what's happened. Maybe, I don't know. I can't go into the specifics because there's just potentially too many, depending on what kind of sheep sign you are, etc. But, your heart is a little bit hurt. So with a heavy heart, you must carry on, and you must carry on. What you end up doing as we head into the snake year is you cut yourself off from difficult people and difficult situations, and that will lead you to a certain victory and a certain reward in the snake year at some point. So I understand why it's necessary for you to distance yourself from certain people by the end of the dragon year, so that you can go on and be more powerful yourself into the snake year, which is the best year of all for sheep signs. All right, I hope that's giving you some guidance, some information, and some optimism for the upcoming year of the dragon. All right, hope you like that. I'll see you next time. Right, monkey. So monkey sign in the year of the dragon, which is 2024. Let's see what's on the way for you. Now, as I said at the introduction, the Dragon Year is probably the best year of all for monkey people. So now, what card has come as the most prominent card for your reading is the Star. So the Star card means make a wish, the wish could come true, right? And this is the most prominent card of the entire spread for you. So it's a time where things kind of go a bit quiet on the external front. It's because you start shining, and the world does sort of revolve around you a little while. I always give the example of Kylie Minogue, who is a monkey Gemini. She tends to release big albums in her year. So like in 1988 is when she released her first album, and then things went a bit quiet for her until 2000. She went a bit, it didn't go quiet for her, but she had some success for a while. And then by 1997, which was when she released the Impossible Princess album, it sort of flopped a little bit because it was the same year that Princess Diana died, and people didn't want to hear about Impossible Princess. And it was an indie album as well, it wasn't a poppy album. So she went quiet after that until the year 2000, which is Dragon Year. And then all of a sudden, she had a reprisal in her career, right? Right now, I don't know what happened in 2012, I can't remember, which is the last Dragon Year. But here we are in 2024, and Kylie's having another resurgence. There's this whole theatre production called I Should Be So Lucky that's just been written about her, and she's recorded her part in it. So that's going to be travelling around. So it's like, Kylie's year, Monkey's year. Even though it's Dragon Year, it's the best year of all 12 for you. Right, in the recent past, we've got the Knight of Cups, the romantic idealist, who is looking at how he wants his life. He's looking at his emotions, and he wants his life to soothe him and to give him the needs, his emotional needs, serve his emotional needs. And I think that's what you're looking at doing this year, is setting something up, because you're sick and tired of just working. You want to be looked after as well. Influence is working in your favor. There's a slight improvement in finances. You might maybe decide to do a new area of study. But the powerful new start doesn't happen yet. It comes later on in the year, but not yet. Okay, so the full influence working against you. We've got the full card. It's like, I want to start. I want to go. I want an adventure. I want to go out there. I want to do stuff. Not yet. Slow down. It will come, but not yet. Short-term future now. So it's from February, March, April time. We've got the card of play, children, reconnecting with people from your childhood, just allowing yourself to slow down and be a bit more playful, and not be so work-oriented. There are two cards of making a wish. A wish can come true. This one and this one. So 3 to 6 months now into the Dragon Year. So we're talking May, June, July. That could be a really powerful time for you. All right. These are cards of abundance. This one, the Empress card. They're all next to each other. So I guess the first 3 months might be a bit slow, but as we hit April, May time, it starts, right? The powerful joy, abundance, power in that you are able to do the things that you want to do and attract the things into your experience that you want starts around April time. The card after that is the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune turns in your favor. And you can imagine where that goes. And then we've got the Strength card there as well. So, one second. We've got the Strength card there. So you're able to take the beast if the beast is symbolic of the establishment, you're able to sort of take charge and control it, take charge of it, and get from it what you need. And the overall outcome card for that section of the second half of the year is the Emperor. So stability, boundaries, control, And the overall outcome card we return to is the Star card. So this is really, really positive. It just looks like an amazing year. I know astrologically it is, but looking at the tarot cards as well, this is going to be an amazing year for you. So I'm really excited for you, Monkey. I've got so many Monkey friends as well in my life. I'm really excited for them too. Let's move on and have a look at the 12 card spread, the month by month for the Monkey sign in the Dragon Year. Okay, so we look at February. We have the card of restriction. So even though the Dragon Year is one of the best years of all for the Monkey sign, as we're heading into it, for February, there's just half of the month February because Chinese Year starts on the 10th of February. So, but there's a sense that you're not as free as you would like to be. And I think as the dragon year begins, you will begin to have more movement. This is also an illusion of restriction anyway, really. But as you sort of proceed, you realize, all the chains drop and you have powerful freedom. I mean, this could be left over from the rabbit year, And as we head into March now, we've got the King of Cups, so you're making wise emotional decisions. This is the peak of emotional involvement. So it means that you're able to see from a higher plane and able to look at things emotionally intelligently and see how things affect you, see what you need to do for yourself to improve things, and also see how things affect other people. Other people might actually come to you for advice at this time as well, in March in particular. As we head to April, remember I said around April, May time is when things begin to really start for you. We've got the Star card again. Things are shifting on the internal landscape. They're just not showing yet, but they begin to show by the end of this month, by the end of April. And that's when the new adventure happens. Remember we saw that before in the Influences Against You. You're like, I want to start now. No, it's not time yet. Now it's time. April, May time is when it begins, okay? A new adventure. Take a risk will pay off. But a new start. I want to go out there. I want to enjoy my life. I want to see new things. I want to meet new people. I want to have new experiences. This all begins in springtime. Strength card. If there's been illness, that can really improve. At this time, it can move really, really fast. This is June time. Also, anytime you see the infinity symbol above their heads, it's a powerful time of manifestation. The law of attraction is at work and is working in your favor. So when the strength card comes, this is in June time. Again, manifestations can come, and sometimes it could be surprising as well how quickly they come. July, we've got the time of celebration. Success in the arts, fun with your friends, joy, maybe going to visit people and really having a fun time with people, with your friends. Even if you don't travel, they may come to you, but having a really enjoyable time with those people that you love, who you have a heart connection with. August, heart connection is lessened somewhat with the King of Swords, because now we're going to the head and becoming a bit of a military strategist. Let's figure out what it is that we need to do now. And set up a strategy to get to the finish line. This person removes the emotion and makes a decision with the head. So maybe after the summer is sort of winding down, you're like, right, okay, enough for the fun. Let's make some things happen. Let's use this powerful dragon energy to make things happen. And that's when you keep one foot on the real world and one foot in the spiritual waters, and the manifestation happens again. Manifestation card. So that's September. October, we've got the Two of Cups, which is a friendship and romance card. Having deep connections with people, feeling like one person could be more than one person, is like a soulmate of sorts. And in those connections, you get a deep sense of belonging and worthiness. But we've got to figure out ways to be worthy without outside of getting approval from other people. But when you do get that approval, it does feel good, and that's what you could experience in October. November, we've got the Emperor. So this is a card of putting up boundaries, protecting that which you have created, and you don't always have to be nice. With this card is a case of you're kind of in charge. And if you're too nice sometimes, people may take advantage. So you don't feel like you always have to be nice to people either. I don't think monkeys have that really, actually. But some monkeys will. So don't be afraid of being a bit more difficult to protect that which you have created. You are the Emperor, after all, for that month. That's November. December, we've got the card of synchronicity and taking action. So even though it's December and it's a wind down type of month, with the festive period and everything, what this card is saying is that as the synchronicities come, take action, use them. Don't let them dissipate, or don't let that energy dissipate. Use it. As we enter January, there's a sense of having to leave the scene for some reason, or just sort of cutting off from certain people. It's okay, because that will lead you to a full set of a new set of emotional beginnings in the snake year, which is the most romantic year for you. So we go from this year, the most productive, to the next year, the most romantic year for you. So, and I guess that's what this is symbolizing. Well, I hope that's given you some optimism. It should do for you more than any other sign, actually, because it's one of the best years for you. I hope you do have a fantastic year. And leave me a comment in the comment box below. And I'll see you again next time. Thank you for joining me. Thanks. Rooster. We are looking at the Dragon Year 2024, and this is the prediction set for the Rooster sign. Okay. So, astrologically speaking, the Dragon Year for the Rooster sign is the soulmate sign. So, the Dragon is the soulmate sign for the Rooster. So, what the Chinese believe is that it's the most romantic year for the Rooster signs. But I don't know what's happened recently because there's a little bit of suspicion here. You'll see that this is a prominent card for the Dragon Year. So if it is a romantic year, there's a bit of like, I don't know if you can see this, I can't see the screen properly, so see whether you're able to see this card, but it's a guy holding a stick with a wall behind him and a little bit of a paranoid look on his face. It's 9 of Wands. If you can't see it on here, you can have a look. The 9 of Wands card. So, I mean, it's about standing up for your rights, standing up for what you believe, standing up for your ideals. A wall has gone up, so those people that may have had access to you before might not necessarily. And overthinking and paranoid thinking, So that's not going to persist throughout the entirety of the year. But what I think is important is that you look for ways to allow your emotions to be served, so your needs get served. But at times, maybe you do need to be a bit tougher. I don't know what's happened. Maybe it was this rabbit year, because the rabbit year was your opposite year for the Rooster. They've come out a bit damaged a little bit, it seems, because they're choosing to use their head and not their emotions, which is strange because the Dragon Year is one of those years where the Rooster's emotions do get served. So have a think about that, and if you can strike a healthy balance, that would be good. In the recent past, like I say, look, you can see this card here of like feeling outcast, feeling like you're not a part of things. That could be because the rabbit is your opposite sign. Rabbit year was just, 2023 was rabbit, and it was the opposite year for the Rooster. So what that means is this is the most difficult year. It's where things don't go according to your way. Your skills aren't credited in quite the way they usually are. But the dragon does understand your skill set and does understand what you bring to the table. And so things will be different in the Dragon Year 2024. I think as we begin to head into this year, that will begin to fall into place for you. But you're in the early stages of that. So you might make some plans, but the plans might be a bit cautionary, like oh, hold on a second, I've got to wait, I've got to make sure that this is the right thing for me to do. But we've got influence working in your favour, the two of Wands, influence working against you, the 3 of Wands. Both of them are waiting cards, so there's a bit of suspicion and resistance to what could be on the way. We're out of the rabbit year, we're into the dragon year, and things are going to be different. When you realise that, you let go, you allow things to fall away that no longer serve you, and you open up to those things that do. And when you do, that's when you return to yourself. This is the King of Earth. Rooster's an Earth sign. King of Pentacles. And you realise that your power is back. Your power of your persuasiveness, your funniness, your joyfulness is all back. So you are able to let go of those things that no longer serve you and feel like yourself again. As we head into the second half of the year, things improve. You are able to have fun, you enjoy yourself, and also, as we head towards the end of the year, a new job, more money, new job could be on the way. So this is really positive. In the second half of the year, you'll also find that there's more options for you that weren't available to you last year, rabbit year, and that's when the paranoia dissipates and you become a king of swords, a military king who is powerful, who does realize that what he does has repercussions, and you're able to use that for your own benefit. So this is a good transitionary year because you realize you come from a place of disempowerment to a place of superpowerment. Super empowerment. So it's really positive. Okay, this year is going to be very different to the rabbit year. All right, let's have a look at your 12-month spread. We'll go month by month and we'll see what's happening for you. You should feel optimistic about this year because it is a really good year for Rooster signs. Okay, let's have a look. So I think it's going to be a slow entrance into the dragon year for you because we've got this card of, although there's busyness, there's lots of things happening, you haven't realized that the energy has shifted yet to the dragon yet. And it takes you a while, because as the opportunities come, so this is February, as the opportunities come in March, you just take them on board. You feel like you have to do it, and then you might get a bit like, oh, why did I say yes to this? I've already got enough on my plate, and now I've just said yes to these other things. But what happens is, once you deal with them and they're over and done with, and they fall away, you might find that what you're left with is just good stuff. That's why we've got the star card, and when we hit April time. So this is a really, really positive card. This means things are shifting on the internal landscape, but they're not showing yet externally. But they do. They will eventually. And when they do, you just feel this momentum is behind you, and it just sort of flows. And when that happens, it's just synchronicity after synchronicity, opportunity after opportunity, and you will have a period of that this year. As we hit May, we've got this card of returning to the scene of the crime, getting away with something. It can also this card could also mean dealing with somebody who has an addictive personality. So this is probably a sign that you need to make sure that the people around you are positive and are high vibration. If they're those people that are a bit more difficult, then think about how you can distance yourself from them. You only deserve good people in your life that are going to serve you and uplift you. Unfortunately, sometimes if these people are in your family, sometimes you can distance yourself, but sometimes you can't, and you have to figure out positive ways in dealing with them. And there are tools to do that. You're very resourceful. I'm sure you'll find those tools, all right? As we head into June, we've got this card of the Nine of Swords. So this is about overthinking, worrying, concerned that you're not able to have a direct impact on certain circumstances. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But, you know, there's that whole notion of like a circle of control, where you can have direct control, circle of influence, which is like secondary control, having influence on somebody else who can take direct action. And then outside of that, there's a circle of no control. There's no point in worrying about things you can't control, right? And this card, what sometimes suggests is that you wish you had control over things that you don't have control over. There's no point in worrying about it. Let it go, all right? Because then you just focus on what you can. As we move into July, we've got the card of the Queen of Cups, who's the nurturing mother. She looks after the emotional needs of other people. Sometimes other people first, sometimes other people more than herself. But she needs to look after herself as well. So if you're in this mode, take care of yourself, nurture yourself like a mother would nurture you. If there are other people that rely on you, they may come to you at this time. August, we've got the card of apprenticeship, of learning, of development, getting advice from people who are more experienced than you, and allowing them to guide you and point you in the right direction. That's August. September, we've got the Page of Cups, so a new emotional beginning. This card comes to symbolize a period of time. Like when you're an adolescent, teenager, and you're falling in love for the first time, that level of excitement, that level of newness, and that sort of feeling, that's what this card epitomizes. So this is September time in 2024. You could have an experience like that. Then from there to this here now, this is October, King of Cups. Is the peak evolution of the emotional development. So emotional intelligence, this is the peak of that. So you may find that in October, people may come to you for advice, or it could be that you yourself realize that you have this. You've made your development of your emotional capabilities have come to such a good point that you're able to see things that most other people can't. So it could mean maybe giving advice to other people, or maybe if you need advice, because there's been maybe if you're going for a difficult time yourself, this card can sometimes come to say, right, go and see your therapist, go and see somebody, or somebody you trust, like a psychotherapist or psychologist, or just somebody who you trust, a friend who's in your life, a father maybe, even a mother. Sometimes, even though he's a King of Cups, it doesn't necessarily mean male, it can mean male energy. So that was September, October. November, we've got the Ace of Cups. So this is a new emotional beginning. It's a bit similar to this card, Why? Because these cards only have a single cup on there, and here we are with another single cup. So, and also with the Queen of Cups that came just before, it does sort of show that there's a focus more on the emotional from the middle of the year into the latter part of the year. Your focus is going to be more your emotions, but it takes you a while to get into it. Yeah, so Ace of Cups, a new emotional beginning, a new emotional start. Oftentimes a new relationship begins, possibly at this phase here. September time, autumn time into the winter time, you can meet somebody new, or if you're already attached with somebody, it could mean another level of that. Your relationship goes to another level of development. It's very positive. Then when we get to December, we've got the card of the Five of Cups, which is a sense of loss, grief, things not turning out the way you would have wanted. But this card also means there's no point in crying over spilt milk. You know, what's happened has happened. We just need to move on from here. And also, some things may have gone wrong, but some things are right as well. You know, 3 cups have fallen, 2 cups still standing. Turn around and look at the things that are working, and then the universe, the law of attraction, will begin to give you more of that. It's a good time to do gratitude stuff when this card comes up. December. January, we've got the card of 5 of Wands. Now, this is a friendly, playful battle. Playful at the start, but if left to carry on, it can turn a bit more serious. This is when people are sort of smiling and saying, yes, that's absolutely fine, it's not a problem, when really it could be a problem. So you need to be aware of people's motivations, their intentions, and also your impact on them, because they might say everything's okay when it's really not. So be conscious of that. As we head into the snake year, which is also a good year for you, we've got one card of contentment, and the card of looking after your own needs first and everybody else's second. All right, you may need to tend to your property, your land, your assets, and to yourself, your body, your health, everything. So, and you might need to be quite firm and put some boundaries in place so that other people don't impose upon your nature. That's towards the end of the year as we head into the snake year. Just thought I'd throw that in there as well. But generally speaking, it looks like a pretty good year. More emotionally focused for you. And there's 2 peak points, autumn time, for those people who are unattached, you can meet somebody. So that's really positive. I hope you enjoyed that. And you can leave a comment for me. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. It's time for the dog sign. Yes. Dog sign. In the year of the Dragon 2024. Let's see what the prediction is for the dog sign. Right. Okay. So the most prominent card for you in the Dragon year for you dogs is the 3 of Wands. Now this is a business card. What this means is I have set forth all of my plans, I've put them into action already, and now I have to wait before the return comes. Right? So you can see in this image, they set forth the fleet. He's going to send out all of his product, and eventually the fleet will return, having sold all the product with the money, with the profits. So if this is the card for the overall, it means that this is going to be a year where you're going to be working and continually sending out those fleets, right? So sending them out, and it could be that the massive return might not come in this year; it could come in the future years, but you know, this is the year where the work gets done, I guess, right? Right, so in the recent past, we've got the World card, which means this is the card of the Divine, the God card, and this says that you have been guided down a certain road, and you've been asked to take the certain action, and the returns are on the way, but all in divine time, right? We've got to go through all the seasons before we get to... You've got to go through the whole process before you get what it is that you're desiring. And there is a process to this. So you can't fast forward it. You can't force your way through it. All in divine time, as they say. Now, influence is working in your favor. We've got the card of rebuilding and also mastery. You know what you're doing, and it's like you tried this thing before, it didn't quite work, but now you're rebuilding it, you're building it stronger. And also, because of the experience you now have, you're in a far better place to be able to take action. Influence are working against you. You don't entirely know what you're up against, right? So yes, you do have the lion, the beast by the throat, but because the position is influence working against you, you can't manipulate it yet. You can't control the lion yet. You need a bit more time, a bit more experience, and then you'll be able to do that, right? So. And it's also one of the cards of manifestation as well, because you see this sort of maybe a strip above the head. So it's like the manifestations aren't here yet. It can also mean that, you know, you want it now. Sometimes you have to wait. Right, short-term future. So this is the 3 months first 3 months of the Dragon year. So February, March, April. We've got the 6 of Pentacles, which is a card of contribution, giving and taking. Sometimes there's strings, sometimes there's not. If you're giving, make sure that you're conscious of what strings you're attaching. Because it could boomerang and affect you if you're too harsh. So also consider the people who are involved, give and taking, and having free movement and free energy in both. Slightly longer term future, then we've got 3 to 6 months. We've got the card of the Seven of Swords. So this is the thief who's getting away with money, getting away with something. So if you are working on a business, maybe consider who it is you're working with. Are they trustworthy? Do you really know their background? This could be a sign of do your due diligence. If it's on a personal level, it could be somebody who has an addictive personality, and maybe you need to put some boundaries in place with these people. However, that being said, the overall outcome for the first 6 months of the dragon year is positive, because it's like you've set forth your idea of what it is you want to achieve, and you've made some decent progress towards it. So that's really good. So now the second half of the year, 6 to 9 months, we've got the Ace of Swords. So this is there's 3 cards of victory, and this is one of them. This is like, any obstacles you put in my way, I am just going to find a way around them. I'm going to be like water, my friend. I'm going to find a way around those obstacles, and nothing's going to stop me. So 9 to 12 months, we've got this card of cutting your emotional ties with certain people, because it's important for you to either go solo or just remove yourself from anybody where there were power imbalances. You see how there's the way that the cups have been stacked is not equal. With an 8, it could be 4 and 4, right? But it's not. It's 5 and 3. So I think it's important to be aware of power imbalances at this time. So this is the end of the year. So this is October, November, December, January, that sort of time period. All right. However, that being said, because of what you have set forth in motion, this is I sow my seeds for my financial success. This is still for the latter 6 months. You're continually doing good work. So for the first 6 months, what you've set forth is my ideal is there, and I'm working towards it. The second part is I'm going to build a massive financial future for myself. So this is showing that even though this is the dragon year, and the dragon year is the opposite year for the dog may not get its emotional needs met in this year, but what it will do is building its financial and business empire sort of thing. All right. So let's move on to the 12-month spread for the dog sign, and we'll see what comes up month by month. This is actually pretty positive. Considering it's your opposite year, there's nothing particularly negative here that I've seen so far. The 12-month, month-by-month spread might give us a bit more detail, but let's see. Okay. So month by month for the dog sign, from February, we've got the card of contentment. A sense that you feel like you're on track, you know what you're doing. Many things are working for you, and as you planned. So that's really, really positive. A sense that something's missing, but generally things are going according to your plan. As we hit March, we've got the business advisor, so we get some additional advice given to us about how we can improve our circumstances, especially when it comes to business and that sort of stuff. Sometimes it can be emotional, but he's more business and arts funding, this guy. So it could be a guy, could be a female, could be whoever it is. It could even be you, but it's somebody who helps you get to the next rung of the ladder. April, we've got the card of home, setting up an environment that's going to make it conducive for you to be functioning at your optimal. So this is very, very positive. Sometimes this card can mean buying a new house. It can mean setting your environment so that you can be at your best. May, we've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is a fantastic card. It means buying assets, buying property, setting yourself up so that you can live in an abundant life with all different ages around you, all family members, loved ones. It's a really beautiful card. People often use this card as their ideal outcome. They visualize this as they're living in the country in an abundant way with everybody around you, animals. It's a card full of joy, fun, and love. That's May for you. Now, middle part of the year, this is really interesting, okay? Because the middle part of the year, there were 3 cards of victory, okay? So this is June. We've got the Ace of Swords. July, August, we've got the 6 of Wands. September, October, November. November, we've got the Chariot. 3 cards of victory, and they are all there for you in the middle to the latter part of this year of 2024. That's very interesting to me. That would suggest you have some seriously high peak points of your development. at this time. So that's so interesting to me. In a dragon year for the dog sign, and it's the opposite for the dog year, this is no typical dragon year for you. Let's put it that way. Right. So in June, the Ace of Swords says, no matter which obstacles you put in my way, I'll find my way around it. It's a card of victory. Sometimes this card can mean a clean break. Sometimes it can mean difficult people come into my life. I develop new techniques to deal with them and send them on their way. If they are too abusive or too difficult or too detrimental, I will not stomach you. I will remove you. And similarly with the King of Swords, he's the King of Strategy. Single sword in this card as well. So it's a continuation of that. So this is June, this is July. I will not deal with difficult people or people who cause problems for me or get in my way. I'm done with that. I have lots of things I need to achieve and I need to get on with it. Right? So that's June, July. August, like I said, we've got the card of the returning home victorious. I get put on a pedestal. The ideas I had, they pan out, they work out, and everyone's like, wow, this guy or this girl is amazing, this person's brilliant. They know what they're talking about. Following up with that, then we've got that's August, September, we've got the card of mastery. Showing that you do have a unique skill set. You have developed a level of experience that is rarely come across. And it's just it's a wonderful card. Also, rebuilding things that have been damaged, but they never quite fixed up the way that they were before, you know. But along with that comes the awareness of the fact that why did it break in the first place and why I've put it together in the way that I have. Sometimes you don't want things to go back. Sometimes you can forgive, but you don't want to forget. You know. All right. So October, we've got the card of having the higher perspective, having the being on the higher ground. So you've got the advantage. You're looking down. Other people are vying for your position, but you're in the position of advantage, and you're able to fend them off and keep your position. Right. November, we've got the Chariot card, as I said before. So this is when you balance the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine energy, and you move forwards powerfully. Sometimes you can buy a new house or relocate for work, maybe not buy it, but rent it, whatever, move to another location, changing jobs, travel, buying a new car, that sort of stuff. But this is a very, very positive card. The Chariot card is one of those cards of victory, like I said, but it's a really powerful card, positive. Very few negative things with this card, unless it's reversed, which is not. So December, with the card of contribution, charity, community, giving back, basically. So this is a positive card. And then as we hit January, we've got the moon card. So sometimes there's darkness with the moon card. You don't always see what's ahead of you, and you have to take it step by step, bit by bit. And that's okay. It's a bit uncomfortable for dog signs. They don't like it. They want to know before they take action. Sometimes you can't have that. As we head into the snake year, finances have improved since the beginning of the dragon year. Finances have now improved because of all the moving pieces. Now there's a bit more stress for you, and because it's stressful, and because you're probably in a position of power, you can't stop. You've got to carry on. But the benefit as you head into the snake year is that when the money comes in from the snake year, you get to save. You get to save money, put money aside for a rainy day or for assets that you want to buy. So the work that you've done in the dragon year is really going to pay off in the snake year. You can see that. But with the lift in your position, it seems like there's going to be additional stress. So I don't know if you banked on that, but that is on its way as well. Anyway, I hope that gave you some guidance and some information about what is coming up for you in this dragon year. And I hope it gives you some optimism. Considering it's your opposite year, there's really not too much to worry about. This is a really positive dragon year for you. All right. Thank you very much. Leave me a comment in the comments box below, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Boar sign. This is the prediction for the Boar sign in 2024, which is the dragon year. Okay, let's have a look what's coming up. Okay, so for the Boar sign, the dragon year could be the year of money. Look at that, King of Pentacles, King of Money. This is the most significant card for you for the entire year of the dragon. So the thing about the King of Pentacles is his life is working on many different levels, financially, emotionally, community-wise. Everything's working for him. So it's a really, really good omen of like peace and satisfaction with everything that you have. In the recent past, there could have been power imbalances, and I think you're done with them. And I think that what you've done is you've developed a sense in your body that when you feel that difficulty, you feel that discomfort when you're around somebody who might be a bit narcissistic, you're like, I'm not going to put myself in this environment. I'm going to politely and calmly remove myself from the situation without anybody really even noticing what you've done. But you're not going to be a battery source for any of these narcissistic types of people, which is really, 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 really positive. Considering you are one of the 3 water signs, they're probably the biggest batteries. You know, the rabbit sign, the sheep sign, and the boar sign. They get used a lot. Not solely. Any sign can be an empath. Any sign can be a narcissist. But yeah, what you've decided is that you won't tolerate that sort of behavior in your life because it's too detrimental. Right now, influence is working in your favor. You've pulled yourself away from social environments where it's too draining, and you're like, I just want to rest and recuperate and put myself in a place of strength and recuperate. Right? Influence is working against you. You miss your family. You miss those loved ones because you're the sort of person that wants to contribute. Family is everything to a boar sign, you know. But right now, you've got something to achieve, and it might be wise for you to just take a little step out for a little while. And you'll come back to this, you know, even the snake year, you're far more likely to be around the family next year, 2025. So now, the first 3 months of this year, you've sort of sat down and you're like, right, what do I want? What do I want for myself? What do I really need? And you're making a little plan. And then rather than looking at it in a material way, you're looking at it in an emotional way. What do you need money for? What do you need so that you can feel fulfilled in your life? And you're looking at it emotionally rather than financially. If you are looking at it financially, it's about how to serve your emotional needs, which is the right way to go. So the first half of the year, you're looking at it like that. And the second half of the year, you're sensing it. Single cup, right? So this is about emotional needs being met. So the second half, so as we hit April, May, June, July, as we hit the summer, it's about getting your emotional needs met, and you do. So this is a good year for you to meet someone. So whilst at the beginning part of the year, you kind of removed yourself from the social environments, as the year progresses into the half point of the year, midpoint of the year, you are going to be a bit more sociable, and you can meet somebody if you're not already attached. And if you are attached, this is a powerful time of manifestation for you. You're going to feel like emotionally you feel seen and feel heard. And also, we've got the witchy Queen of Wands here, who you see the black cat there. It's symbolic of knowing how the universe works, knowing how what brings you joy, what brings you fun, what brings you fulfillment, and heading out to make that happen. So the first half of the year for the boar sign, that's what you're going to be doing. Second half, it's like, right, now I look at my options. What do I want to do? I've had a little bit of success. I've had a little bit of money coming in. What do I want to do now? Here are my options. Do I want to set it all aside and just carry on working? Or do I want to go for an adventure? Right? Do I need to cut my ties with somebody so that I can go off and do my thing up here, right? So it's really decision time. Because some of the things that you may experience in the first 6 months, it's like makes you question, I'm not sure if I'm entirely in the right place. I feel like I am, but there's a part of it that doesn't fit. There's a jigsaw piece that's not right. So maybe that jigsaw piece needs to be removed and we need to find a better fit. And that's what you're thinking about. Either that piece has to go, or you're like, I don't want any part of that jigsaw at all, and I'll start my new one. So that's going to happen in the second part of this dragon year, sorry. It's not dog at all. Second part of this dragon year for the boar sign. I hope that made sense. I got a little bit confused. I hope that made sense. What I'm saying is that if you can't deal with that jigsaw piece that's in your life at the second half of the year, and if that jigsaw piece cannot be removed, then you're like, I will remove myself then, because I don't want any part of this if that person is involved or that thing is involved. So and then you may go your separate ways to start your own thing. Let's see. When we get to the 12-month spread, it will become a bit more clear. Let's have a look. Okay. All right. So let's have a look. In February, we've got this time of play, joyfulness, hanging out with your friends, doing things in a light and a fun way, but they're also productive. Because as we head into March, we've got the sowing your seeds for your financial success. So this is really, really positive, and it suggests that you have a firm idea of where it is you want to go. And those are the seeds that you're sowing. They will grow and you will flourish. Time will come where you will flourish. And it won't take that long either for you. The following month, so we hit April, there may be a bit of a blip, there may be some difficulties, but with you and your ability to oversee the whole thing, you'll sort it out. You can often be a glue in situations because of the goodwill that you have generated with people around you. If there are issues at work, issues in your family, whatever, you might be the person that they send in to fix it. And you know how to do that. So in April time, maybe you'll be that person. Well, by the time we hit May, we've got a gift of money, possibly a new job, possibly a promotion. But this is a very, very positive card for improvements in finances. So June, we've got your intuition powerfully working on your behalf. It can mean signs from the universe, dreams, or just knowings, or just, direct intuitions that are like, okay, this is what I need to do next. This is June. June will be a powerful time and will help guide you in the right direction. July, we could have a time of just transitioning from one state of balance to a new state of balance. So sometimes it can be a difficult transition, but not always. It can be from a good place to an even better place. And that, for you, that's what I'm feeling. I'm not feeling it looks like a saddish sort of card. Can be, but I'm not feeling that for you. I'm feeling from a good place to an even better place. So, August, we've got the card, this is the Knight of Pentacles is a guardian angel of sorts. Could be that you're a guardian angel for other people, could be that you have a guardian angel who sort of steps in to help you at a time of need. But this is also a card of improving your health through nutrition, exercise, meditation, and all those types of things. So it's an improvement in your health as well, mind, body, soul. September, it's a busy month. You're juggling a whole number of jobs. You're having to relegate your emotions and just deal with what's in front of you, of which there is a lot. When we get to October, it's like, you know what, the work has been done. Now I can rest a little bit and just wait for the returns to come. So this is a very positive card. A very good business card. By the time we get to November, money comes in. You're able to save it. You put it aside. You're able to use it for assets or just put it into productive places. When we get to December, it's like, remember what happened in the spread just before? It was like you're feeling uncomfortable with something or someone or some situation. And here, it's like you're feeling outcast. You're not sure if this place that you were before is where you belong now. Some things have made you question that. And you're also looking and you're seeing that people's loyalties aren't where you thought they were or where they should be. And that has made you distrustful of the situation. So this is December time. As we head into January, you figured out what it is you're going to do. Either, remember I said the jigsaw piece either needs to go for me to stay in this situation. And if that jigsaw piece doesn't go, then I will go and I'll start my own jigsaw piece. And so by January, you figure out what you're going to do. And you're going to take charge of the beast one way or another. And as we head into the snake year is interesting for the Boar side because it's your opposite year. But what the opposite year does is it gives you a kick on the butt and puts you on the right track. So I've got setting up an environment that is right for you. I've got you getting away with a bit of a settlement, possibly, right? And I've also got abundance, family, mother, child. So it's interesting. It seems like the snake year could be a year of emotional, familial fulfillment for you. And possibly have a bit of time on your hands as well next year. Not dragon year, snake year. But the dragon will set you up for that. Let's see what happens. But thank you for watching, and leave me a comment if you want to in the comments box below, and I'll see you again next time. Thank you. Bye. Okay, so just a reminder, you can find me at www.zakariyaadeel.com. You can also go to my website and go to the readings page if you want to book a reading with me. All the information is there. My telephone number is there. My WhatsApp number. My email is also there, zakariyaadeel@gmail.com. You can email me there. You can also buy a copy of my first book, which came out in 2016, Secrets of the Combined Astrology, which has all of the 144 charts in it. Or you can just buy your own individual chart. if you just go to Amazon, put in your chart, let's say you're an Ox Aquarius, you put in your chart Ox Aquarius and put in Zakariya Adeel, and it will come up. You can just buy it from there directly, or you can buy these books from my website. And I'm going to make them available on TikTok sometime soon as well, so you can get it from there too eventually. But anyway, for now, I will bid you adieu. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.